Previously on One Boy's Dream. Matt excels on the track at Castle Combe, and a disaster with the fairing threatens his chances of getting to Brands Hatch. Matt's been busy since the fairing was damaged. He's continued working on the mechanics and sourced a lighter and more aerodynamic fairing. This greatly increases the speed and aerodynamics of the bike.
So we've had some problems. I mean, the fairing coming off the bike for one, but we managed to source a new one. It's just as good as the old one, and it means that I can really shake down the bike at Brands Hatch and put it through its paces, and also improve my riding a little bit more. So we've thrown away the old fairing, got the new one on, works perfectly. Can't wait to give it a test. But yeah, regardless of all the problems, this is One Boy's Dream, so we've got to pursue it, we've got to keep going and make it happen. So we're at Brands Hatch. This is the second track day so far. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was, and looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. The weather's holding out for now, but it might get a little bit wetter. Got the pits here, and so yeah, it should be quite good. Looking forward to it. It's just kind of a bit daunting, really.
This is Brands Hatch, one of the UK's most historic and beloved racing circuits. It's home to the British Grand Prix and the prestigious British Superbike Championship. But today, it's reserved for riders who hope to experience the thrills and excitement of one of the world's most famous tracks. Just come in, and it's really wet and it's really windy, which is a bit of a bad thing on the bike. You're getting gusted about all over the place, and the tyres, so it's just not gripping on this wet surface. It's a little bit greasy, so they occasionally get a gust of wind and then the back wheel wiggles and you're just like, oh gosh, this is the end. And then it all gets better and you come out of the corner again. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. It's just good to get one under your belt, I know. Just so I've done one, and the rest should be like that. No crashes, no problems. With the sighting laps out of the way, Matt can finally hit the track at his own pace. But as it turns out, the lack of traction is a result of a considerably more serious issue.
Come down the front. Basically the oil filter, I think, has worked its way loose.
There appears to be oil leaking from the bottom of the bike. The marshals have insisted Matt not go on the track until the problem is found and fixed. This could well be the end of Matt's track day.
Bike should be fixed. It was leaking oil. Yeah. But I think we fixed it. So I'll be out next session, mate. Sorry about this.
Now that Matt has satisfied himself and the marshals that the bike is repaired, he rejoins the circuit. If the problem returns, Matt's bike could be considered too dangerous for the track, as it poses a risk to not only himself, but also every rider on the track.
As Matt pulls in, he's confident enough to reattach the fairing for the next session. Brands Hatch provides a good opportunity to shake down the bike, testing the aerodynamics of the new fairing and to make notes on where any further changes can be made. With renewed confidence, Matt can really push both the bike and himself to the limit. But he only has a few sessions before the weather takes a turn for the worse. Amazingly, Matt's riding doesn't suffer in the wet, maintaining a consistent high speed. This is down to Matt's choice in tyres, which excel just as well in the wet as the dry. The wet conditions don't dampen Matt's spirit, and he finishes the day as one of the fastest riders on the track, now with considerable experience in wet weather riding and very soggy leathers.
So finished the last laps, got to head home now. It's been a good day, it's been a bit wet, a bit windy, but you know, what can you do? We've had a few problems like the oil coming out of the bottom of the bike, and we've sorted that. So we've overcome quite a lot, and I think I've learned a bit more. And definitely Brands Hatch, really nice track, lots of lovely corners, all back there. And yeah, it just gives you a lot of variety really, and yeah, I loved it.
Matt has experienced two of Britain's greatest tracks, and now, with all he's learnt, he's ready to finish the bike and take it to the world-famous Silverstone circuit.
Alright, so this is the seat, the rear cowling that you've seen on the back.
goes around this bit here. So we're going to take the seat all the way back to here, so it slumps down straight after the hump, which means I can get my arse back and get my body down. So that's what we've got to do. So we've got to take off this old leather which is cracking all over the place and then replace it. So take out all the staples, put new one on. We can actually work out how far I've actually gone on the seat. Quite far. Here's the answer to that. I'm gonna have a massive seat for my massive ass.
Matt starts work on sanding the seat down, but it takes longer than he anticipates and finishes late at night, leaving the rest of the work for another day.
Right, this is the new vinyl that we're going to cover the seat with. It's nice and durable, nice and flexible, and it should do pretty well at waterproofing. As you can see, it conforms quite nicely to shapes and should cover the seat quite nicely. So we're going to get stapling and see you in a minute. So this is the seat cover, and we're going to use heavy duty staples and this basic staple gun. It's basically what you use to put kids' pictures up on the wall with. I mean, it's quite powerful, but it's nothing special. So we stretch this over here and just start stapling away, just to kind of hold it in place. It's going to take forever. Right, so I think we've finished that. It's looking pretty nice now. No marks, all nice and smooth, nice and clean. I'm pretty pleased with it. After all that shaping and stuff, it's really paid off and it looks like quite a professional job really. We've had a couple of problems with the brakes. Before the last track day they were binding, so we had to take them to the shop and get them fixed. They've started up again and the discs are a bit too worn, the pads are gone. The master cylinder I'm just not sure about, so we're going to replace the whole lot. Starting from the bottom and working our way up and draining the system as we go. So hopefully we get this done and we get it done really nicely and professionally, otherwise we'll be back down to the shop. So let's hope we can do it, eh?
Matt knows he can't keep up with the larger racing bikes, so he can only hope to catch up by outbraking them in the tighter corners. Matt has faith in his abilities, but knows that his brakes are not performing at their optimum level. With a little maintenance and a caliper rebuild, Matt manages to significantly enhance his braking capabilities. The original front brake disc has gone largely untouched for over 15 years, with only minor maintenance. Whilst this is fine for everyday road use, Matt needs to keep them working at their best. It's a simple procedure, but it'll have a huge impact on the bike's performance.
Right, we've just finished the brakes, all working sweet now, and everything's been tested. So now, finally, at the end of the day, we get to paint this monstrosity of a bike into something beautiful and lovable. So, start taking all these parts off, laying them out on the ground, and then we get the spray cans out, and we give this a good old dusting. Hopefully, this should look like a masterpiece.
With the bike complete, Matt makes the bike look as good as he can with a little money left. Finally, a thorough wash to reveal any potential problem areas, and of course, to look good on the track. Matt is finally at Silverstone, the home of British motor racing. Today Matt will be riding the international circuit, a 1.85 mile long section of the Grand Prix track. These pits have been the gates to one of the biggest arenas in motorsport history for some of the world's best known riders. It's a long way from Matt's tiny garage. This is what all the hours, the expense and the enthusiasm has been for.
I'm glad we made it, and now it's just the final little icing on the cake, doing up the nice bolts, making sure everything's working tippity top, and then we'll be out there getting briefed, and then noise test, and we're on track.
It's clear that there's been a transformation in both the machine and the rider. Matt has learnt from his previous experiences and is eager and confident, a huge change from his Castle Combe nerves.
So yeah, it was alright. I mean, got out there and followed the marshals, going around a couple of times, and pulled back into the pits, and they were like, go on then, off you go. So got out there and I was just like, let's see what she's got. So I opened her up, started to warm up the tyres a little bit, and then down that far straight we got 110 miles an hour. So pretty quick. Hopefully we can improve that across the day, but things are looking promising, so I'm excited.
Matt is initially intimidated by the sighting laps, but now rides where he's seen many of his childhood heroes. He can't believe where he is and how far he's come. Matt soon finds his stride and is outpacing many of the other riders on significantly superior machines. Despite his bike's humble origins, he's already one of the fastest and most able of his group.
I feel alright. A bit shell-shocked really, you know. It is Silverstone. This is the dream. I'm living the dream. Cannot believe it. I mean, I was really worried yesterday, but now it all seems to be coming together. I'm finally here. I'm doing it. I'm finally riding Silverstone. All the planning, preparation, all the time spent fiddling around in the garage, dark, grotty garage, bit of damp, and now I'm at one of the biggest circuits in the country. It's quite a step up.
The first session I went out with him, I could tell that he can ride a motorcycle. You know, he can move around the bike, he can steer the bike. So, you know, there's not a problem there. He could definitely go to a race.
It's amazing how far Matt and his machine have come. From a second-hand commuter bike to his first track experience at Castle Combe, where Matt learned to ride on circuit and soon found where changes could be made. The bike was stripped and rebuilt for Brands Hatch. He was able to fully test the machine as a rider and a mechanic until the bike was finally finished and ready for Silverstone, the most iconic circuit in the country and Matt's greatest ambition yet, which he has at last achieved.
2, all's good. A little bit shaky. The only thing that went wrong that time was coming around one of the corners. I was close to getting my knee down and then got my boot first. And then I was just like, fuck, that's my boot. So all over the shop for a little bit. And I managed to recover it, no problem. And so there's a little warm mark on my boot down there.
He's actually doing quite well. I followed him a few times and I've observed him from the side of the track, and I've had a chat with him this morning, and he's listening to what the instructors have said to him. His body positioning is coming on. In other words, he's hanging some of his body weight off the side of the bike, which helps keep him more upright, therefore he can go faster, safely. And his general speed, he's coming along great. He just needs to improve his lines a little bit. When he's gone out with an instructor, they put him on the correct line. But when he's out on his own, he just tends to use it almost like a road rider would and narrow the track down for himself. He's coming on leaps and bounds, and he's actually quite good because he's one of the quicker guys out there on this.
It's all about moving your weight on a motorcycle. You actually weight the footrest to steer the motorcycle. A lot of people think you steer it with the handlebars. You don't at all. You realistically, you drop your shoulder, which weights your foot, which weights the ball of your foot, which steers the motorcycle. So, and I could see that he knew how to steer a motorcycle at speed. So I was pretty impressed with him, and then that's when I came in and I had a word with him. And he did say to me he has got a little bit of issue with his front brake, because on that bike he's only got a single disc front brake. If you look around the paddock today, 99% of the bikes will have twin front discs, where he's only got a single one, and it's going blue. He said to me, is it okay it's blue? I said, yeah, because you're braking hard. He needs 2 discs for it.
So yeah, set up the suspension nicely, which means you've got a nice contact patch down here, which means it's set up correctly, and I'm getting adequate grip in the corners. Really pleased with that. Should see us well.
As the day progresses, Matt's speed steadily climbs until he hits an incredible 137 miles per hour. This is 17 miles an hour faster than the bike's factory spec. Matt's confidence improves. He decides to take greater risks and brakes later and later, which improves his lap times dramatically. This session, Matt finally accomplishes one of his lifelong goals.
This is the 4th session now at Silverstone, and I've got my confidence a bit up slowly, warm up the tyres, all that stuff. And this past session, I finally, holy grail, got my knee down. Oh yeah, check it out. Okay.
I think I got exactly what I wanted from the day. A lot of good people about, a lot of people to talk to. What I've learned from here and what I could take away, but mostly, is just the general instruction from the experienced riders, because they're all former racers and they know their stuff, they know what they're talking about, because you can teach yourself so much and then you get to a brick wall where you're getting yourself into bad habits and stuff, and the instructors, they're the guys who can tell you when you're going wrong. Yeah, I think Silverstone was definitely a nice way to round things off. It's one of the biggest circuits in the country. It's one of the most famous. Everyone knows Silverstone. But yeah, I'm just really pleased that I came. Really pleased that I got here. Really pleased the bike got here. So many little challenges across the way. They've all added to the drama, and it's just been a pain in the arse. I just wanted something to go smoothly for once, and here at Silverstone, it did. It all came together, and I was really pleased.
As much as Matt has achieved, it's clear that if he wants to follow track ambitions, he'll have to move on to a more specialised machine. Matt's taken his beloved bike and built it into something special. He's taken her across the country and to the most legendary circuits in British motorsport. He's shown how much someone can achieve, especially on such a low budget, and with the right know-how and the right attitude. It would be easy to say that Matt's bike has outlived its usefulness, but the truth is, Matt has produced a true all-rounder, a bike that has the means for the everyday roads as much as it has the power for the track. A bike that changed things in his life. A bike he made his own.